In 2014, I developed a nervous system disorder. The doctors didn't know what it was. They still don't know what it is. Where I would have excessive tremors, and I would be easily overstimulated by sights, sounds, anything like that. And eventually I lost the ability to really walk as well as I used to be able to.
When I was considering the possibility of leaving the corporate world and going into business for myself, and that was a huge, huge step to take. And it was something that I did not want to do if it was not God's will for my life to do, because I knew it would result in failure. If it wasn't something that God had planned for me, and it were me doing it myself, it would absolutely be a failure. So there was much prayer put into that.
I mean, it's been a challenge the last year and a half. Coming to terms with my father's death. Of course, her father passed away 10 years ago or more. And a near-death experience last summer, as well as my stroke in December, which was very, very humbling. You tend to ask why these things happen.
Prayer helped me because it was hope. It was hope when there was none. And I mean, even when everything felt like there was nothing anybody could do, the doctors were saying, no, this is the rest of your life, there were still thousands of people praying for me.
Having faith is understanding that God's plan is the better plan. And so my prayers need to be for her, God, just have your will in her life.
Just knowing how close I was to losing him a year ago, and then again in December. And we can't just say the Lord is good because I didn't lose him, because even if I had, the Lord is still good.
I found that my prayer over time began to be, instead of Jesus heal my daughter, it was Jesus be glorified in my daughter, whatever that means for her. And I'll walk with you and with her through it.
I think God has given us such an opportunity to be part of what he's got going on here on earth. There's a purpose here. We can be part of that purpose if we choose to be.
If I were able to give one piece of advice to the Mount Vernon church body regarding purposeful prayer, it would be to stay on track, to continue to seek God's wisdom and God's will through prayer, and to pay attention to what's happening around us, and look at how the Lord is working within this church body and within this community.
Don't be afraid to share your burden, because if we're quick to share our joys, and that's great, because joy shared is joy multiplied, but sometimes we're reluctant to share the burdens. And a burden shared in Christ is a burden that's lessened, that's divided among people.
Don't be afraid, and don't give up. And ask for the Lord's will, not necessarily what you want, but for what he knows is best.